There we go. Let's have a look. Wow, I'm a horrible person. Edith, Milton, Lewis, Dawn, Gus, Gregory, Sam, Walter, Odin, Eddie, Calvin, Barbara, Molly. Okay, we need to turn the master audio down. Haha! Might need to turn the audio just down a tiny wee little bit. Okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okay. First of all, y'all know me. Let me turn the bloody graphics down. Ultra.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Okay, go. Serial killer.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
So I actually have to move the mouse to like close stuff up.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Later, can I just... There's cameras on the hood. Shift is a
In her
zoom.
will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
What's down here though? Hello?
Did you know my two girls were outside?
Yeah, let them out. You'll bring them in.
Thank you for doing your dishes.
Okay.
Have you had your dessert?
No.
You ring up about your car.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house,
No?
I never thought I'd
What?
come back to
Did
it.
you ring up about your car?
No, I'm
But now I
playing a
have
game at the
questions about
moment.
my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Okay, I'm stuck. So, where was the... Oh, there. So if I continue along this path... Nah.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
So I could have taken the driveway or the pathway. Okay.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
It's a gorgeous house.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I don't want to open it.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Maybe I can use the key for a window. Well, we have this go. What's that? Is that a room down there? Ah. Ha ha. I thought that was a clue, that's just a hole. Ah! A back door. This is some monster house realness, girl. I'm getting vibes.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I have no idea if this is like a horror game or what. I'm just kind of like holding on. I feel like I should turn the lights off, like the softbox is off, but you won't get much light.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
There's wine bottles.
But
Yeah.
instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Dude, what is that? Oh.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Oh.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Dude, man.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
I'm not gonna lie. This house is gorgeous. Let me change in graphics. Can I change the field of view? No, I can't. Might turn the mouse sense up just a little bit. There we go. Just so I can play with like fine motor movements without having to like...
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Now that...
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Okay, very horrifying. Thank you, next.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
What did she do? She sealed.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Huh.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Reading this, maybe it's
This
not
is some
like I-
Coraline stuff. Nah.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Well, let me go back out. Josh.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
I jumped, and I think it was just the shutter. Oh.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Damn it, Molly.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
So, let me check. Edith, Milton, and Lewis. Milton died in 2003. And Lewis died in 2010. Her mum? What was her mum's name? Everybody seems dead though. She's the only Finch left. Dude, man.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
If I'm gonna cry, I'm cutting this off. Cutting this off. No, ma'am.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
No, darling, no.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Girl, where?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Fucks me if I know what's happening.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
I just want to let everyone know I'm playing as a shark right now.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seeds. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
What kind of kitchen is this?
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Am I an octopus?
monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Oh no, she's a monster. Well, where's the people doll? What is happening?
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Hope this is a dream.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Is this Molly's room?
I got
It's a
closer
nightmare.
and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington
Yeah, Mom?
send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Odin's daughter. Odin's gay with Sven. We stand already.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay. Alright, I'm good now.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Let me see in the flippin' peephole. Meds. Stand meds.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Iconic, this has to be
It
my
was a
bathroom.
pretty big trace.
We stand a mirror that's too dirty. That's sealed off. Huh.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Girl. I'm done with the secret rooms at this point.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
It's like a sewing room? No. This is Sven's room. Sam and Calvin? Sam and Calvin's room. Look, what's that up there? That's a cubby house.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, he swore he'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Get a little bit of vertigo from this.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
I'm done on the swing now. Can I get off now, please? Won't let me get off. I'm assuming I'm... Oh. I really motion sick
I
there.
told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Getting so motion sick from this.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Sorry if this is making anybody
That's
else
what I want to
sick.
remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Fair enough.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
This place is really full of surprises, ain't it? This is so sad. I'm literally crying.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Well, I have a key. Does that help? Calvin and Sam, I've been in that room. I've been in that room. I've been in that room. And that's how we came back through being in that room. So I've just got to keep going through this little hatch into Barbara's room. Did she star in Bigfoot? She did.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
That's disgusting. She had a Barbie doll. Oh, was she a pageant queen? She worked at the diner with her
I never
roller
thought about how
skates
hard it
on.
must have been for her afterwards.
After the what? After the accident.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles in secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
No, Mama, no.
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
No, Mama. No, ma'am. No. Nah. I gotta clear the area. If anything, I might smash.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Anything comes up behind me, I swear. Nah.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I'll smack someone so hard.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Let's go kill him.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Thank you, Sassy Bones, for the host. If he's not there.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara.
I have a crotch.
She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. That's it. Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stars.
Hi guys, sorry I'm playing What Remains of Edith Finch.
So did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
What is this fucked up shit? No ma'am.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Well, do I jump out the window, Josh? Where do I go? Don't tell me inside. How
Guess
many?
Now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
No, ma'am. Yeah, no. Is this open yet? Oh, because I've got to go to the music box. That's downstairs. So grim. Her whole family's dead. Every Finch is dead but her. Hi, Felix. No, ma'am. Oh. Someone beating up our laundry place. Okay. Sven!
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Lol, the Shade Queen.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Girl, what for?
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
It's all black for me, I can't see it. Oh no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Little white girl did not go into the basement.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Walter's bunker. What's out the window, Mama? Is that a picture frame? Oh, we're about to see Walter's story.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today.
Oh, yum. I
always
love
expected to
drinking
be dead
peach juice.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
It's 4 X's. We'll check if it happens again.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to
It's
feel
January 4th.
almost friendly. And then one day, everything just
It's March.
stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
Don't worry, guys. I'll be
Maybe I
playing
got
Apex
tired
soon.
of waiting.
If you guys want to hang around for that.
Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
What year was it before? Wait, hold on. Oh, wait. Is this Sven? No, this is Walter.
It's been a week now,
Walter died in 2005.
the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Girl, I'm sorry. Who, ma'am? So Walter was Barbara's sister, and then when Barbara died, Walter came down here.
I know it's out there somewhere.
97, he made the... Okay, so she died 1960. 1950, yes, they were siblings.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Okay.
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
There's a train,
I'm
there's a
ready
railway
for
now.
Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
What the fuck is happening, girl? Girl, where?
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Come on.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an
Wig?
at the house,
As everybody else, Kelly wigged? Because girl, I
I can only
am.
imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Come on, man. Dude.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
That's what I'm thinking now. But who would her boyfriend be? And around the back of the house. Oh, I thought I saw someone walking. It's just that plant has a little bit of a drag. See that? Am I meant to go back here? Or am I meant to walk down that path?
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
That's
She's
Grimace.
building a cemetery before starting the house.
Yeah. Oh, girl.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
So many.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Can I jump? Is that the end of that story? Do I have to... Can I look back? Is there another option?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Okay.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
A bitch is not gonna cry on stream. A bitch will not, girl. We're rocking the short-haired moment. Yes, queen, we are. Oh no, we have a ponytail.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
She is. I haven't even gotten to the top of the house yet. How do I get up there? There's a ladder right here.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Passions. Flopping heck, dude. It's Sam here. Selfie of the century.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Can I tell you though, Edith is 17 and she's pregnant.
Sorry, Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
Oh my gosh.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad! Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Fuck of my life. Yep. Asbestos who?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
I can't hear my mum.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet... A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Ain't no one do circles like me, beach. Ain't no one ever beach.
tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Halo, where have you been, bitch? We're having a cry, you know what it's like. I'm good, how are you? What am I meant to do with this stupid kite? Right and about. That's good. There's all the junk there I've got to get.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Get it, girl.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. Rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid.
Yes, bitch.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Sorry, who now?
I wish that I could truly.
You're right back into it, Pele. You're right back into it, my
There
man.
on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't until we found you. She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Gregory, Dawn, and Gus.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
I don't know at this point. Dude, what?
Watching over Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. because he saw. It sure made him happy.
Gotta get up there. Bitch, what am I playing? I'm so close. Good night, Tyler. Love you, B. What's happening?
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
What the fuck is happening?
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
What am I watching? What? Oh, we only have Dawn, which is in this room. Eddie. Milton and Lewis. Fuck me, this has been a roller coaster, guy. Where's Dawn? Where's Dawn's shit? I need to read about Dawn. Dawn's stuff's all empty. Did she go to the military? What kind of witchcraft? This house is actually critical. This isn't a horror game, this is just a story game.
At the time, it was as far away as she could.
Paul Gregory drowned. Frog gang. Gang, gang. Frog gang. Should play. I would play. Someone buy me Outlast 2. I'd play it. I'd scream the house down there.
India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Is this? I think this is based off a real life thing.
Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Dawn.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her
Lewis
back.
Milton. Rosemary and one.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, Things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After
Wait,
Milton
Milton doesn't have a
the only
death
thing
date.
left behind was a room full of paintings.
Milton doesn't have a death date there. Where is he? Milton's the murderer. Forgot that's how that worked. Oh, it was the floor I stood on. I was like, yeah, you just kind of pull down the rope and you fly up. Yeah. Little Picasso.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Mind you, I actually have to scroll to flick through the pages.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Oh, I choked there.
Mom spent
Go
months
back
searching
down.
for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Was I meant to go back down? Wait, can you go further down? Wait, no. What's up here? Nothing's up here. We've been through this. Unless there is. I think I have to go fully down. I gotta come back out
Whatever
here.
Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Wait, is there... We didn't check around here. Okay. Here we go. Alright, we're nearly done, I think. We're so close to finding out what actually happened. Oh, we've got a staircase up. This is some risky shit. Look, this is about to
Mom
break
definitely
off.
blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
This is sick.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room
That's
until
not
Mom got him a job
sketch.
at the cannery.
She's pregnant. She's 17. She's exploring the family tree right now.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
The hookah shisha, baby. The hookah. The bottle opener. The Wonderland Turbo, baby. You got a high school diploma. What a god.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
What is that? Give it to me! What is it? My brain began to what?
Wonder.
It's a person. Dude, this game is so brilliantly coded.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
Huh.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously.
The fishes are stocking up. Let's clear the fishes out of the way. Hurry up, chop it off. Get out. What? Diablo 3, hello.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Pardon?
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
This is so brilliantly written.
Up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor.
Yeah, this is some Monka-esque crap.
And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
Yeah,
We
I've
started
crashed this dip
drifting
a few
away from our
times.
reality.
Look, I tried.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince.
You know how it is, B. You know what it do.
The prince was on his own quest for radiant rainbows.
Yes! Look, we...
He followed the sound of his silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
The stupid
The new
fish on the
world
screen
was
annoy
born in his
me.
imagination.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Trying to play a game here. No.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Dude.
My imagination
Giving me
is as
some
real
Game
as
of
my
Thrones
body, he
vibes.
told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Girl, where am I? Oh. This is what the palace looks like. Grand tour. The blood.
Began to forget the world we know.
He gone done did kill someone. Yeah, he did.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Listen, son. Listen, son. Listen to me, doll. This stops now. Listen to me.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
You coming too? Okay, doll.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Me tripping. This is it. This is the real life.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
My king.
His prince waited, holding his crown.
God, that's a guillotine!
There was only one thing left to do.
God, no, ma'am.
Bend down his head. I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Yeah, the girl, this game needs a movie. We just need to find Dawn.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Oh, the shade. He's not even here to defend himself, girl. I wouldn't be pulling that. He was garbage.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Who's this? ASMR? Oh. The little details like that make this game good.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
This is her mom's
What
room?
happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
What about Dawn?
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Man.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your story. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh god, did it now.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Voice acting is pretty powerful. I know a few of... I've recognized a few of the actors.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Thank you for the host, Gay Bear. I'm playing...
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
I'll be playing Apex in a second for everyone here wanting to watch Apex. Hi!
I came to pick her up. She was
We're just about to finish this game, I think.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
My Uggy's wig.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it.
So
but
beautifully
she started
written.
getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Dawn Finch. It's all good, Gay Bear. It's all good. I do not mind.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. until I found out about you.
Can I get some
I'm
tears
still
in the
not sure what to
chat?
tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it.
I know what this
I
is.
just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Thank you, MTKX, for the bits. Someone wanna just tell me what happened? Someone wanna tell me what just happened?